father and son. You know what I'm saying? Where is the line drawn at? You know what I'm saying? So you don't, it's train up a child is not just saying that because you're there, you're training a child. Train up a child means be intentional in the way you train that child. You know what I'm saying? So that's what Proverbs 22:6 is saying. Let's look at Deuteronomy 6:6, right? Do you take time to talk wisdom to your children? Do you take time to, teach them about good things? You feel what I'm saying? Uh, the things that you teach them, let's just say, you teach them about hunting. You know, I feel like, I want to start a new tradition with my sons where I take them hunting. You know what I'm saying? But is that all that Most High wants us to teach them? No, it's like that's really an essential. It's an essential because you want your boys to be, aggressive. You want your boys to be able to provide for themselves, learn how to go get it for themselves. That's what hunting provides. That's what fishing provides. When you go out there and catch a fish, that's what it provides. It teaches your son like how to really get out there and live off the land. You feel what I'm saying? But is that all that we should be teaching our children? No, that's not all. That's not the goal. You feel what I'm saying? So let's see what Deuteronomy 6:6 say. And these words which I command thee this day shall be in thine heart, and thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children, and shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thy house, and when thou walkest by the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou risest up. What is that saying? That's saying all day, every day. All day, every day, you should be talking to your children about the scriptures. When you thinking about the scriptures, you should be like, hey, I just thought about something. You know what I'm saying? All day, every day, you should be talking about the scriptures. Even when y'all go on a fishing trip, talk about the scriptures. Who like to go fishing? You might ask them a question. Who was the disciples that went fishing? Peter and his brother. You know what I'm saying? You might talk about hunting. Who in the scriptures used to like to go hunting. What, how did they get this done and stuff like that. Like I said, it's many different things you can teach your child. You could teach your daughter how to be and live like a princess. How to walk a certain way, how to talk a certain way, how to sit a certain way. Mothers, you should be teaching your daughters how to sit properly, like a young lady when she sits down. Yes, this is important. You should be training up your daughters how to sit like a young lady. This is important. Brothers and sisters, you should be teaching your children manners at the table. Yes, this is important. No, it's not being a snob, it's not being bougie or nothing like that. Because look, here's the thing. What do y'all want? What do y'all really want? Do y'all want people to recognize y'all as kings and queens and princesses and princes? You know what I'm saying? What do y'all really want? Do you want to be known as niggas, or do you want to be known as royal? Last time I checked, the royal family had good table manners. They know how to sit. They know how to talk. They know how to address other people. You feel what I'm saying? If you walk and move and tell people that you royal, at the end of the day, you have to mimic that. You have to mimic that. We can't be walking around with ski masks on talking about, hey, what's up, king? What's happening, God? King and God. Bro, you still got your pants sagging. You talking about king and God? No. But that's how your 14, 15-year-old sons and daughters are acting. There's nothing royal about that. And here's the thing. What we're gonna start doing as a people, what we're gonna start doing is we're gonna shut down all this king and queen and royal talk until we get our community together. How about that? You know what I'm saying? And really, we just gonna reserve it for the ones that's already doing the work. the ones that's already doing the work. And what I mean by that is, if you see a brother and sister not representing the people in a royal way, and they got on a king or queen shirt or God shirt or anything like that, shut it down. Shut it down. You know what I'm saying? Because I said that. Shut it down. Because now what y'all are doing is you're saying anybody can be a God, whether you look like a bum, whether you act like a, you know what I'm saying, a gangster, whether you do this or that. No, we shutting that down. You know what I'm saying? Jeremiah Asa is on the scene to set the standard. I'm here to set the standard, whether y'all want to roll with it or not. You know what I'm